Alright. Hi, how you doing? Back here. Got a 2016 Dodge Durango. As you can see, fender's been hit. Got a new fender. So in this video I'm just going to walk you through, I'm just going to disassemble all the parts around it, get this fender on, put the new fender on, and that's it. So stay tuned. Now what I usually do is get a small little box or something for all the fasteners, or like some little bowl or just something to put all your nuts, bolts, screws. Ziploc bags are helpful to be able to label them if you want to go to that extent. Now I have a good memory when it comes to the clips and stuff, so I remember where each one of them go. But sometimes I'll do Ziploc bags as well. But so it's judgment call on your end. Let's get started. Now there's a couple plastic clips here, so we're going to start off by taking this black plastic cover. That's going to tell us underneath if we're able to get the fender off, or if we got to take the bumper off, which we're probably likely going to have to do to get to the bolt that frees up this, that frees up the fender from here. So we'll see. We'll just take it one step at a time. I've got these nice kind of tools that you can buy. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're good at popping off fasteners and stuff without breaking them. You know, you can go cheap on this, go to Harbor Freight, or you can go expensive. The main thing is you'll need a variety of different sizes and stuff, so you can so that you can accommodate different types of fasteners and stuff and plastic clips that you see. And for these, it's 2 pieces, as you can see here. So easiest thing is to get that top one popped loose first. Just wedge something in there, pop it loose. For example, here it's kind of hard to do without it being mounted. Pop it loose. You can either take it out or just kind of open it up like this, and then the bottom piece will come out. Be careful if you break them, because they're just annoying to replace. You either have to go to the hardware store and buy a bag of generic ones, or go to the dealer and pay for them. They're usually a couple bucks each. Alright, just kind of going around here systematically, double checking what we got here. I'll go ahead and I think we're good here. Okay, that one's under the fender there. It's got 2 more here to go. Alright. Looks like also the weather stripping that goes around the hood is also attached to this piece. These are tricky. Sometimes they're easy to pop off, sometimes they break. So you have to really get underneath there, make sure you got a good grip, a good seat under this thing, so that these things could be saved and not damaged. So you're going to have to pull the rubber back a little bit, find out where that neck is, and get right in there with this thing. So let's get in there and just so we'll just go ahead and put that out here on the side for now. We'll come back to it. Don't forget that, because that might get stuck in the fan. You don't want that to happen. Go ahead and dislodge this here. Looks like we got one more right there. And we got this guy. Oh, looks like I forgot one more. First piece comes off. Go ahead and put that aside. Now I got a clear vision of the fender. Looks like I got 3 here that are one size. They look like maybe it might be 10s. Actually, I don't know. I have to double check. And these might be 1/2 inch. So we'll see here. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we may also have one back here. So let me go ahead and free this here. Get this. Oh, we can't get this off without getting these rivets off here. This one is going to be interesting here. So we're going to have to take off some of these rivets to just get under there and make sure we're not causing any additional damage. Now, what's interesting about Chrysler is they chose to do these type of plastic rivets that I haven't figured out yet how to remove without breaking. Maybe you can't remove them without breaking, but to put them back in, you need a special tool that goes in and does that. So if you're not sure what to do there, you can go buy those clips and the tool. Otherwise, take them out, and I just got a bag of generic clips, and I'll just pop in a different one that fits. It's just a lot easier to deal with. So your judgment call. Here comes our first one. I already know it's going to break. Again, I haven't been able to figure out how to get them off without breaking them. But I think the way they're designed, it's like a rivet where part of it gets pushed in and the other part of it kind of expands the plastic. So let's see. So that's weird. Tried to push it in. Maybe I didn't push it in hard enough. I might be able to save these actually. Interesting. I have a different style. This is like one that I haven't seen before. Oh well. Let's see. See, it's impossible to like poke it back in. This one I may not have that same luck. Yep, this one's gonna go. Man, these type of clips piss me off. They're so impossible. I don't understand why Chrysler decided it off. That's it. Next trim piece off. Trim piece is off. Fortunately, I have all the clips, so I didn't lose any of them. I'll need to get 2 generic clips here to put these back in. Alright, we're going to get this nut free. See if we can just get around this bumper cover without taking the whole thing off. I'm going to be careful with it because I don't want to damage the plastic. So I think you got a 10mm in here. I don't think this is going to fit. Oh, looks like I got just enough room to get it in there. But I also have just a regular wrench. So let me see how far I can go with this. Maybe I can just get it off. There you go. Pop that bumper cover off. Got to be careful with the bumper cover on these ends because if you just pull on it and stuff, the bumper cover tends to not fit really nicely in here. The gap and the seam gets all messed up. Okay, looks like we've got one, arguably two in here. If I can just pop this one out right here. Oh, perfect. I think now I got enough room to get this fender off without taking the front bumper off. I'm gonna get a little extender. Now, I ran out of painter's tape. That's what I usually use. I'm just going to see if this will work, but I'm going to put a piece right here so if my tool rubs up against it, it doesn't scratch the paint. Because I'm not planning to paint the front bumper cover, just the fender. So I'm just going to loosely place some tape like that so that while this tool's right here, it's not going to scratch it. Put it loosely so you can take it right back off. We'll go ahead and get in here. Start by loosening these guys up. Now that I got it loose, I can just back it out the rest of the way just like this. Perfect. Be careful with this too, because it's got a clip on it. It'll also break, and you don't want to break these little fender clips, so you want to keep them preserved.
What are you doing, Bobby?
In the car.
In the car? Is it a blow?
Yeah.
It broke in here?
Yeah.
Why did it break right here?
Somebody bumped into it.
Into it?
Yeah. Somebody bumped into it.
Who is the car that bumped it?
I'll tell you right now. Give me one second.
Bye, baby.
Taking off?
Yeah, we're gonna go down along and go to art class.
Love you, baby. Okay.
Oh, what? Who jumped it?
That's my hair clip. Where? I can never find.
Why are you guys all talking on my camera?
Oh,
I'm just kidding. So we got two 10s in here, 110 millimeter to get the bolt free to get the bumper off. So that's 3. This one's going to be 4 right here for the top of the fender. Now these here are painted. Try to be careful when you're taking them off, and so you can put them back on, and it looks nice. Even when you're tightening them, take your time and tighten them right so you don't chip the paint too much. Probably most likely going to peel or chip a little bit, just so you minimize a lot of that. In this case, the fender is going to be painted again, so I suspect that they will paint the bolts, but just plan ahead for what is. So notice these 3, I'm not putting them back in the box just yet. I'm leaving them up here. I guess I can throw them in the box, but just to differentiate between them. Now I think a stock fender ran about a couple $100. We went ahead and got an aftermarket one for about 100, right? 107. We got a 1/2 inch. No, the bracket's good. It's not broken. I was able to get the 2 bolts loose without taking the whole front bumper cover off. And now I need a 1/2 inch to get into here. And get this guy off. Bam. Could be a 12 also, since I'm running standard units. Just double check. Here's my 12. Oh, shoot. Nope. Like 1/2 inch is the winner. 1/2 inch is the winner. Dude, are you here? If you want to just, if you want to just come here, I'll have this fender off in like 2 minutes, and we can look at it together. So take your time and come on back when you're free. Just need. I hope I have enough room under the fender, under the. Yeah, but it's on the inside, so I'm going to go underneath, and then I take this off. There's one more over here, so shoot, I thought I was going to have it done. It's going to give me another couple minutes. Can I call you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm ready always for you.
Okay.
Engine?
I don't know. I didn't check. There's a check engine light?
My benzine nog weer.
The filler? Filler?
The end.
Okay. All right. So I went ahead to avoid taking the tire off and having it up on a jack stand. I try to do this sometimes, is just kind of turn the wheel either direction. See if I can work around it. But ultimately, I'll take the wheel off if I have no other choice. Just my driveway's on a slope, so if I was going to do that, I'd probably move to the street just in front of my house and work on it while it's flat there. Assuming my neighbors are cool, and assuming the cops won't come and give me a hard time. All right. So I had to remove these. There's a bolt for the fender sitting on the inside here. We got this insulating stuff in here, which is really cool. That's going to be interesting to work around. I might have to take it all out. I'm just kind of taking out some more of these clips. So far it's been pretty straightforward. There's 2 more down here I haven't taken off yet, but I'm going to have to take off. Might as well just take them off right now. But they're the same kind of pop rivet type of annoying clips. So, there. Okay. So I was using too small of a poker. I actually have a thicker and stronger one. Looks like I was able to get it poked through. So what I did is I pushed this tiny, there's a hole, and I pushed whatever was inside of it through so that hopefully I can free the head. Let's see if that worked. Kinda. Still not foolproof. But wow, I was able to get this one out without much effort. And the way it works is I think it like pinches down like that. So when you put it in, the tool pulls it back, and basically these little wings kind of hold it. So what I had to do to free it was get this poker, free that pin so it releases this again, and hopefully it straightens it out enough for me to pull it out. I don't think I'll be able to reuse these, so I'll definitely have to get a riveting tool, or again, try a different style of clips, which is not a big deal at all. I don't mind doing that. It's just plastic, and it's in a location where aesthetically it's not going to really, you know, be that visible. Personal choice. Again, if you want to go and buy the clips, you certainly can, but you're going to need a special tool for that rivet to be able to pop back out, or to be able to pop in and then trim it. Is how that thing works. So had to break that one. That one looks like it was stuck. Show you what this looks like. Looks like it's just made out of plastic. Try not to. Uh-oh. I just did what I didn't want to do, which was poke a hole in it. But I'm gonna try to see if I can get in there and break it free and reach the. Uh-oh. Careful. I don't think there's going to be I don't think I'm going to be able to get in without. Oh, here we go. Whew, that's a tight spot in there. So I got this little insulator, goes right in here on the fender. It's good. I think it keeps a lot of the air, noise from disturbing the cabin, and so these things appear to be pretty decent insulators here. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of move this up that way. Oh, there we go. Now I got plenty of room to get in there. There's gonna be one more, I think, right in here, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to it. Might be able to get to it without taking the steps off. So again, I'm making this a little more difficult on me because I'm trying to work around the problem and minimizing the amount of surrounding parts that I have to remove. Careful with your hand here, especially if you're on a slope. Ooh, what a tight spot. I don't have the right tool for it. I should get a longer extension and maybe some sort of adapter and stuff, but just making it a little difficult on myself. And I don't own an articulating head socket wrench, unfortunately. Maybe after I get a little too long. Alright, get in there. Boy, that was tough. We'll go with a 5-inch. Nope. It's too tight in there, dang it. Nope. All right. I was hoping I wasn't going to sweat today. Looks like I am just a little bit. Trying to fight this thing, get in there. Lessons learned, take the wheel off. Take the entire fender liner off. Take this insulation off. Make your life easy. What I'm doing right now is no fun. There you go, I lost my tool, man. All right. I think we're down to just that last one in there. This whole thing should just come right out. I'm gonna get underneath now. Kind of cool is I ordered my buddy ordered a bumper for his Jeep, and these kind of things were inside of there, and I saved these things because these make great things to like lay on, rest your knees on while you're working in your cars and things like that. If you can't afford to get the good stuff or the right stuff, then you got to work with whatever you can come up, whatever you can be creative about. So well, I got two underneath here. Might take me forever to do it with this. Let me try to get it. Try to see if I can get it with this. I think I got lucky with these. It seemed like once I unscrewed it, or once I loosened it, they unscrew really quick. Let's see, it's just a matter of getting in there with your eyes closed. Because I don't feel like taking off the darn step, which has roughly 2, 4, 6 bolts. And then the entire rocker cover, which is this plastic piece. So I'm trying to just work around it. Wow. She's a tough one. Okay. Wow. Awkward position. Finger got a cramp. Fudge. Literally, I've got the screw like 90% backed out, and even at the 10% that's left, it still wants to fight. They must put some sort of a thread lock or thread sealer or something. Holy smokes. That screw looks clean. Doesn't have any corrosion on it or rust or anything. This is a California car. So it's just interesting to see that I still struggle. Could be a weather thing too. That they have the bolts treated with something to prevent it from, or to slow down the corrosion process or whatever. Protect it as much as possible. Man, my fingers are getting super tired right now. And you guys are probably laughing at me. One more screw left. This whole son of a gun comes out. Got him. Holy moly. Wow. So we got two 10s, and it's interesting, they're painted. I thought they wouldn't be painted under there. Here they are. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this fender out. Looks like I got it free. Oh, looks like there's one more clip. I didn't see it. That's right in here. I don't know what I was thinking. Missing this one. Dude! Dude! Okay. Am I good? Perfect. So I just yeah, that's it. شو ذبه بالزبد؟
لا بس حطه هون. قبل وين هيسوس؟
السويتش مال الفيستا اعطتني اياها؟ يا يعني اذا يفضلها هيك يجيب اياها.
مفتوحة مفتوحة.
بس احتاجك هون دود تساعدني ادخلها من هاي بلاستيك ما قلت اشيله كله I might have to. ها؟ So هاي شوف شلون هي ما راح تدخل بسهولة. Okay. No, I'm not sure. That's too much. Okay. There we go. That's it. That's just like that. Okay. Let's switch. You want to just protect the paint right here for me, dude? Let me do that part. Just make sure it doesn't scratch the paint right here.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey. That's it. All right. Alright. Where is the big one?
براكيت بعدين؟
Huh?
البراكيت؟
Yeah, bracket.
مال هون.
بعدين. I should have put the insulation in, so we're going to pull it back off real quick. But first I want to find دقيقة before you do it, so we don't scratch the paint, you know? And just give me a sec to figure out what I have, what I don't have here. These two are for that. This one's for the inside. This one's for the bumper. These two are underneath. Here it is. Okay, I'll come back to that. Yeah, just keep it open like that for me. Put it back. Push it back. All right, give me a sec here. Just don't let it scratch it. That's all. Scratched it. And
Okay.
yeah, no, I'm just gonna put the holes in a little bit like this, and then I'll aftermarket. So. So just this one is bent. Just this tab.
جقه؟
يعني عجيب. شايف كده.
هذا هو ابو حبلبل؟
Yeah, thank you. انت قلت لهم سردار راح يسويه كله، يعني ما تجغلم صوره قلم هاي ها، بس يعني يطلع لك فلوس من عنده. راح اقول لهم انا سويتوه. one of the tabs were slightly bent. So I just had this tool that helped me just bring it right back, and actually the hole lined up beautifully. So got those in. This one's painted. Ooh, got the wrong one in here. This one for inside the door, I believe. This one goes in here. One way to also double check is check the other side. Oh, no, so this one does go here. And that one goes on the inside. So I'm just hand tightening these screws to line everything up. I'm not going to tighten down just yet. A lot of times aftermarket doesn't fit as nice and snug as the original. Sometimes tabs need to be adjusted a little bit, or you know, sometimes shape of it needs to be kind of bowed out a little bit. It's normal, happens all the time with these aftermarket fenders. That inside one is going to be interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and move the insulation and get going on that one. So I'm going to wait till the end to tighten everything down again, because this is a critical body line or feature. So I want to make sure this is kind of adjusted in the right position before we tighten it down. And remember, aftermarket sheet metal is a little thinner. It's a little thinner, so you know, it's not the same quality. So you just got to massage it a little bit. Make sure things line up correctly when I shut the door. Make sure it lines up correctly. You know, especially here when I close the hood, the gapping. All that's done with just kind of leaving things kind of a little bit loose a little bit, and kind of tightening it down when it's right. And now for the hard part, is getting inside the fender. So I'm going to get inside again, move the insulation. Now I put this back in so I can get the right kind of fit. I'm going to move it out of the way again. I'm going to get in here. Remember, watch your fingers. This one also, when I push it, push it in, there's a little bit of play, so I'm going to hand tighten this one down too. And I'm going to wait because I want it to be flush with the door. I don't want to mess that up. Down here, because I didn't take the rocker off, I bent the tab a little so it kind of slides in, and now I'm going to bend it back up and then bolt it right in. If you're not a fan of that, sorry, then go ahead and take your step off, and go ahead and take your entire rocker cover off, your wheel, and do all that. I'm just showing you, you know, a different way to work around the problem. be way easier to take everything off. Believe me, way easier. Okay, I got the fender rubbing a little in here. I want to get this gapping and this just right. So I'm going to start up here and just kind of get this thing in here really nice. Get it to fit in the groove. And I'm going to tighten her down. I'm going to start with my one right here. I think that'd be the better way, is to start with the one corner and work your way around. Now, I'm going to double check the other side for the gap. Alright, the other side's got a pretty big gap. So I'm going to try to mimic it as much as I can. Looks like I lost my tool, my bit here. Probably rolled down the hill. I suspect that's what happened. I cannot find it. It's nowhere here. Or here. I had to roll down. There it is. All right. Start here. Get lined in. Use a little body. Get that sucker nice and lined up. I think I'm happy with that right there. My starting point. All right, got my first bolt in. Wait on this one. I'm gonna get this one here. Kind of see this one kind of sticking out a little here. I'm gonna push this in a little bit, tighten that guy down. Just get him in there. Oh, it looks like when I also get this guy all tightened up, looks like it takes care of that. So on second thought, I am going to tighten those down a little bit more. Get those in there. I could probably just jam something in here as well to get the gap just right. Some sort of cardboard here. Don't know how much I'm going to need. That's good. So we'll put that nice and snug in there. Let's see what I want. Get this guy pushed in a little bit. Perfect. That's good. Get a little closer. And I think that's going to be a good gap right there. I like that. Question is, how do I get it to stay there? Let's go ahead and grab this guy. The line here is a little lower. Actually, I like it. I like it. I like this one too. Holding it a little tight with my finger. This thing is wanting to pull out a little from right here. I just want to get it in there. Not gonna work just like that. Gonna have to get it really close. Let's see how much more in. Well, if that ain't the prettiest gap, they were saying. Nope, consistent gap all the way around. Get this thing up here. Let's see how to breathe it. Okay. When I tighten it down, pull them that. I'll do her. I got this whole corner figured out right here. It's good. I just gotta get it. I just gotta tighten it down up in here. Right down here. We'll be good. Let's check the gap. Yeah, the gap is good. All right, this is the part that I hate the most. Let's tighten this. Here. Beautiful. I might just try to unscrew this one. I don't know, for some reason it must have moved. It's good up here, good down here. But then this guy here proving to be a little bit misaligned. So I'm going to try to do something to kind of help this guy out. The reason why I'm using this is so that I don't dent the thing with my hand. So I don't dent the fender with my hand here. Get in there. Just checking the body lines, making sure this guy gap feels consistent. Fender feels, again, it's aftermarket. It's never going to be perfect, but you can get it really close. Only way to get it perfect is to make modifications. And if you're going to do that, you might as well just buy a factory one, cough up the money, and that's it. That's interesting. So they all go on the outside. Anyways. So now I just got to find clips. Get that sucker in. So I still have 2 screws here and all these screws here. So to do that, I'm going to get these loosely in, close the hood, line that up first. trying to get the gapping right around the headlight. Now the headlight could have moved, or it could have just always been slightly off, or again, I can just blame it on the fact this is an aftermarket fender. That's never going to be exactly the same as factory. Put that in. Oop. That's why we had that tape. I like painter's tape better, but it's okay. This one will work. Darn glue. Yeah, that's another reason why I don't use this tape too. The darn glue off the tape is annoying. I mean the goo. The goo off the tape. Alright, let's get these down a little bit more, but not so much that I can't wiggle and jiggle it around. Alright, I'm going to tuck this in temporarily just in here. Close the hood. Fingers crossed that I don't need to do any hood hinge adjustments. Oh yeah. A little bit open right here. We'll have to figure out how to get that in more. Looks like the gap is exaggerated like that on both sides. Actually, kind of looks like that's how it's supposed to be. Ugly, depending on the perspective. But I'll take that bolt off, see if I can bend the tab a little more in so that it brings this part of the, plus I can unscrew that bolt too. So there's two here that I can mess with. As far as this corner goes, good. So I'm going to tighten these down, tighten this one down. All I have left is that middle, is that center section. Gonna try not to move. Oh no! I gotta stick this sucker back in. So I gotta squeeze that back in. What a pain in the butt. Alright, we can do it. There's a 1/2 inch. The good thing is that one doesn't look like you can go in anymore. That's interesting. Kinda stops right there. That one's done. Gap is beautiful around the light. This guy in here. I think I already tightened these down, didn't I? Yep, I did. And this is good. Undo that. Like that. See this cup, dude? Is it going straight? A little higher. Both sides are a little off. I'm just gonna get it this close, and that's it.
That's it, wow. That's it, everything. Don't worry.
Yeah, because it's aftermarket, man.
That's it.
Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you put one hand right here so when I open the hood it doesn't move? So it bends the fender because it's cheap. It's like thin metal, but just enough pressure. Just enough pressure where it won't move. Okay. All right, thanks. Thanks. Okay.
Okay. صدقني دي عصا برتقالي يقدر.
All done. بس ارجع هاي and I'm done. And all the clips. Thanks, dude.
All right. No journey yet?
Thanks, Jude Jr. And now to get this freaking thing in. Again, after I just got it in. They're all nice. This guy back out. There's these little tabs. You got to be careful. I already ripped the bag open a little bit. Just be careful when you move this thing around. Take your time and don't rush through it. And maybe don't be lazy too, like what I did. Maybe it's worth taking apart some of the stuff to make your life easier. Because as you can see, I struggle a little bit with it. It's supposed to go like that. Yep, there's an arrow on it to tell you which way to put it. There's like a little hole too that I can try to guide it along the bolt. There we go. Double check it. Come in here. Oh yeah, good. She looks good. Put this sucker back in. Same way. Not damaging the plastic. Get that nice and snug in there, pushing up against that piece. All right, let's get this bumper back in. Take care of the bracket, then it takes care of the gap. Got a nice gap there. Looks factory. Sometimes use a aftermarket bumper, aftermarket fender, blah blah blah. The gaps just never look right, and just gotta live with it or cough up the money and get a factory one. All right, so now put the clips in that I know go back in here. The ones that need rivets, well, we'll go ahead and live without them for now until we replace them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start up here, putting everything back. Because let's say I don't have the exact same plastic tabs. I'd rather have it looks like it matches anywhere that you can easily see it. Anywhere that's hard to see, put another kind of clip. Still functions the same, but doesn't look identical. And you know, I don't mind. Some people do, some people don't. Visually, I do mind. So that's why I want it up here to look factory. visually I do mine. So let's run with that right there. I'm gonna get a couple of these lined up in my hand here. This one's broken. I broke a couple too. I think I broke like 2 of them, unless they're already broken before I touch them. There it is. There it is. Oh, you know what? I should have left this off. Okay, I'll let the body shop guy do it. Maybe I should have left this off so that they could paint all the inside stuff. I might do that. Anyways, you guys don't need to know that at home, but what I will do is take this cover off before I send it back to the dealer. This guy back in there. Line them up. 1, 2, 3. 3 more of those. 1, 2, 3. Oh, second got. Yep, 3. 3 right there. This is done. Done up here. Gap's all nice and factory looking. These things can easily go back in. So gap looks big from here, but the same exact gap exists on this side as well. Yeah, the hood's slightly bent a little bit. It's not perfect, but it'll do. It'll do. All right. Do it. Did you first?